Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the murky freshwater rivers of North America to uncover the real truth behind a creature that, honestly, looks half fish, half alligator, and completely prehistoric. We are talking about one of the absolutely largest, toughest, and most misunderstood freshwater fish on the entire continent.
I mean, picture this. You're swimming along in a sluggish, kind of murky river, and suddenly you come face to face with an absolute giant. Just this massive, armored shadow gliding right beneath the surface. It's a pretty terrifying image, right? Well, let's explore exactly why this animal has such a scary reputation, and why, actually, that reputation might be completely wrong. But before we get into its biology, we really need to talk about its history. 100 million. Think about that number. This creature is a true living fossil that's been successfully patrolling Earth's waters for over 100 million years. That means this fish literally swam right alongside the dinosaurs, survived the massive extinction event that wiped them all out, and just kept right on swimming into the modern era. Incredible, right?
Okay, let's take a look at the anatomy of an armored giant. The sheer scale of this animal is just staggering. We're talking about a fish that can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh an astonishing 300 pounds. That's a huge fish. And they get their name, the Alligator Gar, directly from that long, broad snout that looks exactly like the business end of an actual alligator. And inside that massive snout, they've got two distinct rows of razor-sharp, needle-like teeth resting right on their upper jaw. It's basically a trap perfectly designed to snap down on and hold on to extremely slippery prey.
But hey, the weaponry doesn't stop at the mouth. Their defense system is just as wild. Unlike the thin, flaky scales of regular fish that easily scrape off, the gar's entire body is totally encased in heavy, diamond-shaped plates known as ganoid scales. So, they don't just have skin, they are wearing a literal suit of medieval armor. And to make it even crazier, these ganoid scales are coated with a glass-like enamel. They are so incredibly hard that native peoples historically harvested them to make their own protective gear, armor plates, and even extremely sharp arrowheads. The gar is essentially swimming around in bulletproof glass.
So, that brings us to the whole gentle ambush predator thing.
Get ready for a massive plot twist. Because despite their absolutely monstrous appearance and those frankly scary teeth, they are incredibly gentle giants when it comes to humans. In all of recorded history, there has never been a single verified account of an alligator gar attacking a swimmer. Not even one. It completely flips our whole perception of what a river monster actually is.
So instead of aggressively hunting us or chasing down fast prey, they're just highly patient ambush predators. They basically play dress-up as a harmless, waterlogged log just floating completely still near the water's surface. They'll wait patiently until an unsuspecting fish, maybe a duck or a blue crab, swims just a bit too close, and then, boom! With a lightning-fast snap of their head, they strike, trapping the prey in those needle teeth before swallowing the meal whole.
Now, what's their real secret to survival?
Well, while most fish rely completely on underwater gills to extract oxygen from the water, the alligator gar has a highly specialized swim bladder. And in this particular species, that internal organ functions almost exactly like a human lung, which means when oxygen gets low in the water, the gar doesn't panic at all. It simply swims right up to the surface and gulps down fresh air from the sky.
This incredible adaptation is honestly their ultimate survival superpower. You see, in stagnant, low-oxygen bayous, incredibly dense swamps, or sluggish rivers, standard fish just suffocate and die. But the alligator gar, it effortlessly thrives. They outlive the competition simply by breaking the fundamental rule of being a fish and breathing the air right above the surface.
Which leads us to saving this living fossil.
Looking at their timeline really puts the whole journey into perspective. I mean, they survived the extinction of the dinosaurs 100 million years ago, but they almost didn't survive us. Back in the mid-20th century, authorities mistakenly labeled them as vicious monster fish and wrongly blamed them for destroying popular game fish populations. And this massive misunderstanding led to some really intense mass eradication campaigns aimed at wiping them out entirely. But thankfully, modern science has totally changed our tune.
Today, we actually recognize that the alligator gar is an ecological hero. As critical apex predators, they maintain perfectly balanced, healthy environments. Because of that ambush hunting style we talked about, they actively weed out the sick, the weak, and the invasive species from our waterways. That's what keeps the rivers we enjoy so healthy and thriving. And because of that, dedicated modern conservation efforts are now working hard to protect them and restore them to their historic river homes.
This armor-plated relic of a forgotten era really is a gentle giant wrapped in a prehistoric predator's body. They outlived the dinosaurs, survived decades of human misunderstanding, and now they finally have the respect they deserve. Which leaves us with one final, fascinating question to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. Knowing what you know now about this amazing creature, would you ever cast a fishing line hoping to come face to face with one of these ancient river